Hey, by popular demand, I finally made a fucking Discord server, and if it sounds like I'm really worried and nervously laughing about it, that's because I am, because I have no idea how to run a Discord server, and right now, anybody who joins is pretty much joining a cesspool, but hey, it can be a cesspool we can all drown in. So yeah, join it today and see when or if it'll explode on itself. Hey everyone, it's me, Goose. How you doing? Welcome to today's video, whatever it may be. Actually, I know exactly what it's about because it's fucking amazing. It's about David Cage and his stupid fucking hack fraud company known as Quantic Dreams. Now, if you don't know who David Cage is, he's a hack fraud. I mean, I can't really, there's nothing else I can say. Everybody wants to say he's the greatest mind in the video game industry. He's such a brilliant man who can make all these amazing video games. But in reality, when you actually know what a narrative structure looks like and what a story that's actually made by a competent writer looks like or reads like or whatever, then you'll notice that all of his games are bad. But whatever, that's who David Cage is. He's the dude who made Heavy Rain. You know Heavy Rain, right? Or how about that one game that had that bitch in it? The what's her name? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, he's that guy. He's the guy who made all these fucking video games. You know it. You know him. You just know him, okay? There have been allegations that Quantic Dreams is kind of a shit show when it comes to just working there. Apparently their work environment is like that of a middle school classroom because it involves a bunch of people photoshopping each other and sending it throughout the entire company, David Cage and the CEO included, and everybody just sort of giggling and laughing amongst each other because those photoshopped images have people in Nazi outfits or just in sexual poses or doing very lewd shit. It's just a bunch of fucking 30, 40-year-old males jerking off and laughing and farting everywhere. There's even allegations that there is a big dick with fart toots coming out of the testes. It's just amazing to hear it's just, wow. What a wow. Oh, but it gets better because the man, the myth, the legend himself, David Cage, he hates it when people try to criticize him because they are nothing but shit to him, as reported in certain articles and all that stuff. I don't even know if I'm allowed to mention these articles because of what I'm about to mention later on, but whatever. Apparently, he treats all of his female employees basically like crap. He hates working with them and just is a super misogynistic piece of shit, and he constantly hits on some of the staff members, and, well, you get the fucking picture. Actually, it's really funny because he really loves it when he is nicknamed God or Papa or Sun King. It's kind of, the man has the ego the size of the Eiffel fucking Tower. I'm honestly not really surprised that David Cage is reported to be a piece of shit. Honestly, like, honestly, I know everyone is probably confused as to like why I have such a passionate rage against David Cage. And I guess it's just because I'm kind of weirded out that so many people kind of just accept him as that guy who's so innovative and so amazing and wonderful, when there's just clearly so many better examples out there. Like, why is it that we're settling for this one guy who makes a really shitty game just because his game is like, oh, it's featuring this one actress and that's gonna innovate the entire gaming industry? Now actors are wanting to be in video games now. Or like, oh, this game is, the graphics are so pretty, who gives a shit about the story? I don't understand why we have to settle for that kind of shit. I think there's so many other alternatives in the gaming world that we could pay attention to, but we're not, because David Cage made the game look pretty. Wow, amazing. Quantic Dreams, innovative place where everybody can take a shit on everyone's face and nobody will care. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. The more tragic stuff about this story coming out, most of the people who work in Quantic Dreams really fucking hate working at Quantic Dreams. I mean, it's not surprising, right? Especially when your own co-workers are photoshopping you in a way that makes you out to be a Nazi or slutty or calling you homophobic slurs as David Cage does casually, or how he's casually racist with some of his other employees, and etc., etc. It's so bad to the point that quite a large exodus of Quantic Dreams employees left because of depression working at Quantic Dreams. The work environment is so toxic and shitty that they just hate being around anybody. So what does the man of the hour have to say about himself? Well, David Cage, when reached out by the publisher of the story, essentially when he was asked about the homophobic stuff and, you know, the LGBT stuff, he's like, oh, that's ridiculous. It's not true at all. And he basically pointed out, hey, you can't say that I'm homophobic. I work with Ellen Page, who has worked with all these LGBTQ communities. You know, I can't be homophobic. You want to say that I'm racist? I've worked with Jesse Williams. That's right. Or Williams. That's right. The Jesse Williams. The black guy. In my latest game. Fuck you. I am not racist. I have a black friend. I am not a homophobic man. I have a black friend. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's... I think Young Yi said it better. It's honestly the worst thing you could say. It's the worst response, you dumb fucking asshole. But hey, who's laughing now? Not the people who published the story, I'll tell you that much, because they're getting sued. Because of, you know, of course, this whole story, when it broke out, Quantic Dreams and David Cage and the other guy, I can't pronounce his name, it's a French shit, I can't pronounce. When that story came out, they were very pissed off. I mean, sure, they are, of course, because they don't want people knowing that their work environment is such a toxic environment. Allegedly, I'm not saying that it is, but allegedly it is. By a lot of people, it is alleged to be pretty shitty to work at Quantic Dreams. And of course, they're rightfully pissed off because they're like, oh, it's not true. Not true at all. This is a smear campaign made by those evil Frenchmen, whom we also are. But, you know, we're different Frenchmen because we're not totally going after fuck you, player game. Now, the lawsuit is, of course, pretty much the crunch of this story. You know, there's all these terrible work environment stories, these horrible nightmare stories that you're told by former employees that told this French publisher all about. And in the eyes of Quantic Dreams, it seems to be a smear campaign only made to take down Quantic Dreams and their integrity and all that stuff. So, of course, they're going to sue them. And I just don't see how that's going to go very far, honestly. That lawsuit is claiming a lot of things that you know, this one company, this one publisher is trying to take down our image and whatever. But it's really hard to side against this French publisher when Quantic Dreams, most of their former employees willingly came to this publisher and told them everything that they wanted to tell them. It's not like something they made up out of thin air, and there are definitely those photoshopped images out there online, over 600 of them from years and years back. So obviously there is evidence that this bullshit has been happening. And you know, there's all these other allegations towards David Cage and all that stuff, and again, those are just allegations. We don't know anything about them, but there is proof that there is toxicity within Quantic Dreams. So the fact that they're trying to say that this is all a smear campaign is kind of delusional, and I just don't see how any French court system, however they work over there, is going to side with Quantic Dreams. This is obviously not a case of somebody trying to get back at David Cage and his successful awesomeness or whatever. It's just a bunch of people complaining about this bullshit. And you know, the fact that Quantic Dreams and David Cage and what's the other guy's name? I don't know, right? The fact that these guys are going after this one publisher, trying to basically cease and desist this whole story from exploding out, kind of made everyone aware of the shittiness that's happening in Quantic Dreams. If you really wanted this to just go by and just go under the rug, just never mention it again. I understand that it blew up and there's a lot of people who are talking about it, but now you've brought this story overseas. This story is something that's been going on for a few months now, and it's just been local. Not many people really talked about it until you decided to take action and try and fucking take down this company that's just telling it as it is. If you can't handle that, then maybe how about not being a piece of shit towards your employees, especially the female ones, or just fuck it, how about the male ones too, who get photoshopped onto bad shit, some shit that I can't even show, but whatever. Anyways, guys, this is kind of a last minute story that I needed to record. There's a bunch of stuff that I haven't gotten done yet, and there's some videos that I wanted to upload, but I guess I'm gonna have to wait till next week, and hopefully I can get my work ethic back together. That way I can stop losing so many subscribers. But I understand if you're kind of pissed off at the content I've been making lately, because I haven't really made that much content, just because I just haven't been feeling it. But I had a pep talk with my girlfriend last night, and I really do think things are gonna change now. So hopefully I can get back together, and yeah. But hey, live streams are still available. I understand not everyone is a big fan of the live streams. I know not everyone wants to be a part of the live streams, but whenever I can work on something, I will post it, and whenever I am available, I will live stream. So that's one way to get content, but I understand you guys really want this kind of stuff. I'll try to get it out more frequently than I have been, and I'll make sure that my Patreon supporters also get the content that they deserve that have also been missing. I'm really sorry about that, guys, but I'll make sure to try and work harder for your sake and for my own. So thank you all so very much for subscribing and for watching this dumb little video. It's really more of a rant against Quantic Dreams. As soon as I saw that David Cage was on the news, I was like, got him. I just need to talk about David Cage more. Fuck this dude. All right, but whatever. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I will see you all next time. I love y'all. Goodbye.